the kit where we make all of your
herbs in your kitchen come true.
Yeah. What are we up to?
Well, redoing this planting bed. I had 4 rosemary plants in that far corner, and one of them was in the shade. He wasn't doing so well, that scrawny one right there. So I'm going to put him front and center, spread the rest of these out. They're going to get real nice and bushy here. After this season, they'll probably be big enough to either put somewhere in the yard, preferably at the end of the driveway so that people can find us. So what I've done is I've already pulled up everything that I intend to keep. Got a couple of nice sage plants growing there. Some of last year's cilantro came back.
Oh.
2 types of lettuce, and there's a couple of spinach plants growing up next to the dinosaur.
What's that? Parsley and sage and rosemary.
And lettuce.
What kind of lettuce is that?
I can't remember.
Looks like maybe romaine, I don't know. And there's fish.
Yeah, I got a can of sardines at the dollar store. Somebody's grandma told me that when you transplant a plant, it needs those, it finds the sardine underneath it. Just throw a little bit of sardine under it, and it uses those nutrients to get a jump start.
Oh, cool.
And, so it's less likely to have transplant shock or trauma. I don't know what this little guy is. He's a keeper.
And you had peaches?
Use Google Lens.
Peach trees that need shade at first.
Yeah. Evidently, I had buried some peaches last year, and got 2 little peach trees coming out right here. So those might go in the bed for incubation, and then later on we'll move them somewhere more appropriate.
Whoa! We found something here. Yeah.
Well, it's running that way, so whatever this was is coming from all the way over there. Ooh, there's a worm. Man, I about broke 2 fingernails on this. I don't have much fingernail to break. Worm is a good sign. Finding live worms when you dig in your garden.
Good
it's
soil.
A really good sign. Yeah, because they literally eat dirt. So if you got worms in your garden, you know you got good dirt.
So we're planting chives. Yummy.
Yeah, I mean, you're already dirty. May as well get some sardine on you while you're digging in the garden. That's for this little busket of chive right here. Grab it around the plant, press it in firmly. I think they'll be happy there.
Good. We just need to get basil, more lettuce. Oh, do we have a tomato?
Yep.
Plant?
2 pepper plants.
And pepper plants.
Well, this tomato's going to need something to climb. So I might not put it in the bed. I might put it in a pot with a stake.
Yeah.
My biggest pot, the biggest pot I could find.
Okay.
If I know in the cold, this guy's going to get real tall and need a deep root structure. These little pepper plants, I believe maybe 1 here and 1 there.
Yeah.
Why not?
Okay.
Let's do it. The thing about plants is if you talk to them, sing to them,
It's true.
they're really forgiving when it comes to transplant time if you build a relationship with your plants. So these guys I think will transfer just fine. And I not only sing to my plants, I sing about them.
Yeah.
So when you catch me singing to my plants, I'm singing, hey, little pepper plants, you're gonna grow up big and strong. Because if your friends aren't plants, and if they aren't plants, then they won't get along. Wait, anyone? The safety dance by Men Without Hats. This guy.
Nicole just texted us and we were talking
I doubt
about
that's
it.
too deep.
It's funny.
I don't know. Looks like we've had some insect action on these. Looks like caterpillars
Yeah.
have been at it. That might have happened at her house. It surely looks like it's healing from it already. So she needs to know she's got caterpillars. She needs to release. What eats caterpillars? Bird? She needs to release a bird or a mouse or something. Should we give your friend a pet mouse?
Frogs? She needs a froggy.
Yeah, frogs eat caterpillars. Get a lizard. Not a snake.
Black snakes.
Alright, we don't have to go so deep.
We cook with herbs so much, we really need a garden.
Yeah, I'm about to take over some of the yard. with
Maybe
this.
some garlic we could try to do. It's a good thing they can't smell this. Anchovies.
Who, the people at home?
Yeah.
That'll be fine. They'll be asking me to cook a fish. Alright. There's enough soil. I don't need to add any soil.
Yeah, it looks good. Nice separation between them.
I don't know what that is. It looks like maybe some sort of succulent. So I'm just gonna put that guy in a little bit of dirt and I'm not sure what this is. But what I did find, I found a ton of catchweed in here. Pulled all that out. Try to get all the root when you do that, or else the plant will just grow right back where it was. So no, that's not catchweed. I know. And I had a bunch of clover coming in here. Ooh, that's a vegetable. We're gonna leave that alone. See what it does. This was supposed to be a daffodil, but I don't remember seeing it flower.
Our sage is looking really good. It's really good in salads. Alrighty.
You saw before, we've got the anchors of our 4 rosemaries. I decided it was looking a little unbalanced. So I got this little guy. This was $3 at the Walmart. I think they expect you to cook with them and eat them right up, but I see more of a future for this guy than just, or girl. So you just want to break up the roots a little bit at the bottom. Jam that sucker in there. Get a nice mound of soil around it. Pat it down. So look forward to this one doing just fine. You can see this little guy was scrawny 2 days ago when we replanted. He's coming back to life. He's definitely a survivor. That one's going to be a winner. I'm really looking forward to seeing this one get, you know, as big and bushed out as these. Here, still don't know what that little guy is. Here we got the first basil plant. And I should probably have bought 4 more of these. I think we ate up 7 or 8 of them last year, but I'm going to put our little basil plant. You see I've already broken up the roots a little bit. I was going to try and separate this into multiple basil plants. You can see there's a good, it's about 5 strong. But this one I'm just going to leave together. Maybe the next one I'll break it up and try and get more plantings out of it. So that little guy, that little one, is going to go in right there. Now, we also have this Italian parsley right here. These are some old, I'm not sure, I think this is sage that we harvested at the end of last season. Is that right, honey?
Yeah.
Come in about 2 inches away from that brick. Now when I moved in here, this whole bed was just sand. It was full of ants. So I dug up about 6 inches of the sand, just filled it in with random potting soil that I had. Oh, this thing really wants to grow, look at that. Alright, break up the bottom of that root structure a little bit. Plant that down. Pull everybody up. Push backfill with the other hand. Tamp that down. We got some Italian parsley going. Next to our, what was this?
That's also parsley. We got
It's just
cilantro.
non-Italian parsley, so we've got parsley and Italian parsley. All right. I hope I'm not making a mistake here, but we're going to invite some mint into our garden. I'm going to start by, oddly, just replanting this little sucker that I know we just put him in the other day, but we'll put him there. See how he does. Now, the thing about mint is it's very happy to be in your garden, and it will take over every square inch of this that you allow it to. So to make that mint control easier on ourselves, I heard a rumor to bury it in its own pot. So we're going to make a place for this pot, backfill all that in. Fresh potting soil here. Here is our mint candidate. Just give it a little squeeze if you're having trouble getting it out of there. Break up the roots at the bottom. Feather those out a little bit. Put it in there. I'm going to put it in there with a little twist. I'll just tamp all that back down. And now you're letting the mint know what's up. Giving it its own little playground to play in. I believe whatever that little guy is, I kind of want to see what that turns into. And that's all we're going to do for our bed. We've got a red beefsteak tomato plant here. This guy's going in his own little pot. Or hers, I keep doing that. Everything's a little guy. Last year's potting soil needed some water, but I may have overdone it. So we've got some really rich looking potting sludge here. I'm going to shake that down. Get as much water out of that as I feel like. The rest will just naturally drain out. Wow, that's really wet. It'll be fine in an hour. Squeeze. Feather the roots out at the bottom a little bit. This has got a nice strong stalk. I think this is going to be a winner. Definitely put it in there with a little twist. Take this setup over here right next to our other tomato plant. So we should have two different types. Now we have some seeds. We like basil so much around here. Got two different kinds of basil, sweet basil, Genovese basil. All of our greens come in these days, so I'm going to get a second use out of these because we don't like single-use plastic applications. So that's about half of my seeds. I'm just going to go ahead and sprinkle them in. On one half of my box here. Pat them down. See, there's a lot more in this envelope. Sweet basil seeds. Get the same amount, 25 of these little guys. Just get them in there. I'm just tapping these down. I'm not sure if this is even going to do anything, but we'll find out. Now for these, the concept is put the lid on, put it in the sunlight, and forget about it. But because they're so wet, what I'm going to do is leave the top off for now. As that dries out, then when some of that moisture comes off, I'll put the lid on and forget about it while those germinate. So this is just a quick and easy way to germinate your seeds. Basically, you can just throw them in and forget about it until you start seeing shoots come up. For this time, we got two different types of cucumbers. We got Muncher cucumbers, I guess, meaning they're from Munich, Germany. No, it's Muncher cucumbers. And these are burpless beauties. I'm not sure quite what that means, but I like the intent.
We don't have frogs to feed this year.
We do not, so you'll see. It's a lot of cucumber seeds, you don't really need that many. These, I'm actually going to inject one at a time. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Why not 10? And this little escapee over here thinks he can get away with it. Or her. So those are Munchen cucumbers. One year we had really good luck with the cucumbers. I planted a whole pack of cucumber seeds. Gave up about 51 plants that I put into a row in the yard. We had cucumbers for weeks, like more than we could eat. We had also had a swimming pool that had gone to fungus in the yard that attracted some tadpoles, so we gave birth to about 1 million frogs that summer. And we helped them along by feeding the tadpoles our extra cucumbers. Alright, so this is our cucumber. It's gonna go right there. We're gonna let the sun and the air dry all that out. And when it gets drier, I'll just pop the lids on, no big deal, right? Right, honey?
Natural medicine. Herbs are the best.
We have tomato super sweet hybrid and tomato better boy hybrid pelleted. Let's find out what that means. I like how they remind us that these are vegetables. And tomato is actually a fruit because it's got the seeds on the inside. So go figure. That's English for you. These are pelleted tomato plants. Gonna go ahead and go full bore with these boys. These ones. Unpelleted, but wow, there's only like 8 seeds in there. All right. Now, if these don't dry out, I'll just poke holes in the bottom and let the water drain out of it. So now we're all set. With our 2 different types of basil, 2 different types of cucumbers, 2 different types of tomatoes, 2 living tomato plants over here. And I like how it's starting to fill out. We've got our... This one's the daddy, that one's the mommy. Rosemary, mint, a pepper plant, rosemary, 2 strangers. I'm not sure what these are going to come into, but we'll keep an eye on them. Something's growing there. Is that an old basil from last year? We'll see if that comes back. It shouldn't, but here's another pepper plant, a basil, rosemary. This that I thought was daffodil, but now I'm not so sure. I don't know what's in there. I'll find out next time. This is our chive. And these are gone to seed, so I'll let those get a little drier, then pop out the seeds and try and chive this whole block. Some Italian parsley, some curly parsley, a bunch of age-old sage that's just keeping coming up. A brand new rosemary, some lettuce mix, and another rosemary over there. Got my 2 peach trees in partial shade down here. If they're not doing well in the next day, I'll put them in, get them more sunlight. And of course, your little dinosaur friend who likes hanging out with the sage. So that's it for today's work in the garden. Thank you for joining us. God bless, and good night. Welcome back to Bon Appetit, where we make all of your herbs in the garden come true. Today I was able to go out and get some nice potting soil at a very good price. I found these at my local Aldi. If you have one of those, I got a big pallet of potting soil right by the front door. Oh, it might be giving away location information. Carrie loves lavender. We saw some on our daily walk last night. So we took a little clipping of some local lavender. I have scraped some of the bark off of the end of that. I've had it sitting in water overnight. We're just going to throw this directly into some soil and see what we get. See what we get. I like this potting soil is a little on the dry side, which is good because those are just soup. So I'm going to use some of this dry material to try and fix what I did with those seeds. Alright, got this bugger here. Now, some people would have you leave this in the water until it starts growing roots. I'm going to forego that step. put it in some dirt, see if we can keep it alive and see if it blossoms out and
They don't need that much water.
grows up. Yeah, it doesn't need much water. You don't want to actually killed a lavender plant last year by overwatering it, so I'm trying to avoid that this season. It's going to take a little bit of water to get it started though. Get it to set in that soil. Drop this sucker in some direct sunlight. And we'll monitor that very closely over the next few days. See what it comes up with. Over here I have some sweet pepper seeds that I cut directly out of the sweet peppers that we used to cook dinner last night. Just going to put these in some dirt and see what happens. So let's use this box for that. Fill this up about halfway. Doesn't need much just to get these started, and then hopefully I'll have dug some trenches in the yard. We can put these in some trenches in the yard. I was telling Carrie about this Mayan tradition where they put the seeds in their mouth and then spit them into the rose. But I don't think I'm going to perform that on camera. And what it allegedly does is the seed recognizes your DNA and then does literally computations, figures out what you need in your diet, and then grows in a specific fashion to try and give you more of what you're lacking. Isn't that crazy?
Wow.
Carrie, isn't that crazy?
Yeah, it's pretty neat.
Seeds have like a computational ability. They can change, they can direct their growth to be a more nutritious plant for depending on what you need, what it senses that you need in your diet. Here I have some tomato seeds from a tomato I cut up for dinner last night. So I always like to experiment with planting from our food scraps. I was able to germinate. I had probably 25 cantaloupe plants and 25 honeydew plants. I just never got them in the ground. I think it was so, we got a little lazy last year planting. Some people will have you germinate these. I just germinate them in the ground. Why not? So I was trying to get them off of the paper towel, and that wasn't going very well. So I'm just going to leave them on the paper. It's organic matter. It'll decompose. Got a set of seeds there. Tear off some of this extra.
A little experiment.
Set of seeds there. We don't mind experimenting. About an inch of soil on top of those. All the way around. That's enough water to get those started.
Keep away the bugs with these herbs, huh?
We picked our herbs specifically for their pest repellent properties. That's right. What I'm going to do next is, we had a few strawberries go bad in the refrigerator. I'm just going to put those nose down About an inch of dirt.
Experiment.
Why not? Splash of water. Let's see if we can't get a strawberry plant out of that. So good luck trying any of this at home. We're just experimenting, but we thought you'd like to see us playing around. And he who plants a seed beneath the sod and waits to see believes in God. So amen, good luck, and goodbye. Hey, welcome back everybody. We're back in the garden today. Just going to make a few changes. Bought a few more of these little basil plants because we eat a lot of basil, honestly. I wasn't sure where to put these, so we're going to go ahead and... This mint's going to live its whole life in a pot, so we may as well pull that out. I'm going to have this little basil loosen up the feather the root system a little bit. Put this little basil here. Make sure that's down and secure in there. And my other basil, put it over here. I'm still curious exactly what these are, so these are going to get replanted. That goes deep. Just carve out a little space. For those roots. Get everything down, pat him down. Make sure he's secure. Or she. Down in there, whatever that's going to be. Let's keep these together, why not? Maybe one day I'll use Google Lens to figure out what these actually are going to turn into. But alright, so now we got more basil in the yard. We'll be making pesto any day now. Look forward to that video on our cooking channel. God bless. Welcome to Bon Appetit, where we make all of your herbs in the garden come true. We've got some new additions to our herb bank here, so let's get into it.
You want to say bye to your fans?
Bye.